Good afternoon and welcome to the VetPlusOne with your host, Adam Miller. On today's show, guys, I want to welcome myself back to podcasting life. I haven't been on here in a while. It's been several months. I've been getting ready, getting out of the Marine Corps or the military for that instance, and trying to get myself set up for the real world. And now that I'm out and I got a job and all that stuff that you guys probably don't really care about. However, it's a big change going from the military and then going to the regular life, the regular society, and dealing with a bunch of other people that, the military is not really accustomed to. So in today's show, I like to talk about adjusting to change and the meaning of what the Marine Corps or the military instance has really taught me as a person when it comes to work ethic, drive, passion, and motivation, goals, success, all that stuff. That all comes into one. But mainly focusing on the work part, like the work ethic and the drive and the passion to do something. Those are the three things that I hold dear to myself, and the Marine Corps has really taught me. Is that, work ethic is a huge thing. And if you don't have work ethic, you're not going to go far in life. I've realized that when I was in the Marine Corps, when I first joined, it was, I didn't know what to expect. I was just get a feel for things and see how it went. And, sure, I had some good work ethic before I joined the military when I worked in a restaurant. But nothing like the work ethic I have now. Due to the great leadership that I had while I was in the military and the military background and all the training and all that stuff that's really built me up and turned me into the person I am today. And I thank every single one of my leaders out there who helped me and grew me to be the type of man I am today. I wouldn't be the person I am today if it weren't for my leaders in the military and my step-parents, Jeremy Hansen, or my siblings, my sister, McKenna, who's been there for me and has always been there somebody I could talk to whenever I needed it, and all my friends, my best friend Alex, who's back in Wisconsin, back in my hometown in Milwaukee, and he's doing good. Me and him have been friends for a very long time. There's just so many people that I can thank for who I am today, and it's being humble and letting those people know that they're the reason why I am the person I am today. It's not because I did it only by myself, but because of those people. Those people shaped my life and helped me be the man I am today. Now, sure, a lot of it does have to do with with yourself, being able to find those people that are going to get the best out of you, that are going to motivate you and teach you those moral values and ethics that are going to be good for you. However, it's something that you gotta find those things. They can only show you the way, but you ultimately have to want to take those things that they're teaching you and apply them. For me, I've always been that way, where I always had that work ethic. I always had that drive and that passion to be able to do whatever I set my mind to, regardless of what it was, because I knew what was at stake. What do I have to do in order to reach this goal? All right, for instance, I just recently got out of the military. I got a job working at a restaurant called Cheddar's, and seeing all the different people that I work with and stuff like that, finding out that these people, there's a bunch of different people that either were in just got out of prison or high schoolers or college students, and that really made me think about something, is that, I joined the military And I became the person I am because of it. And I've seen that there's a totally different world out here. You got the people in the military who everyone's has their own goals and motives and is mature and all that. Then you come out here in the real world and you find out that it's not like that in the military. And I've firsthand seen that. And I've been noticing that people don't have the work ethic that you have in the military. You know, I just going to work. I mean, I have a couple of friends that just got out and they work in a restaurant too, and just hearing people complaining about, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to take the garbage out, these customers are being inconsiderate, whatever. But, you know, I just laugh at that because in the military, you don't get to complain. You don't get to decide when and when you want to do something or have a choice. If you don't do it, you're going to get yelled at by your leaders. That's just how it goes. People in the real world, they think they're entitled to things. They bitch and complain about everything. And that's what really got me, is I really started thinking about work ethic and what does it mean to have work ethic? Or what does it mean to work hard for something? A lot of people just say, hey, I work really hard, or I have great work ethic. But in all honesty, work ethic is not something you can just say, hey, I have work ethic, or I work hard. That's something you gotta show. People automatically can see the work ethic in you. Most people when they have hard work and they have good work ethic, you're going to see you're going to see how composed they are and what's that word I'm trying to think of right now? You're going to see how, I don't know, I can't really think of the word right now, but you're going to see that discipline. There it is, the discipline that they have. And me personally, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but when I first got out and I got this job and I started working, you know, I kept getting asked, hey, were you in the military? In particular, people were asking, hey, were you a Marine? Or whatever, because you have your work ethic. I can tell your work ethic is really strong and you carry your head pretty high. You have a good work ethic and you work hard. See, that's what I'm talking about. People can automatically see when you're a hard worker, you have a good work ethic, when you're just working and you just do it, and they can automatically see that you're disciplined. You know, that's me. Like, this job, I'm not trying to please anybody. I'm just going to try to do my best and try to get where I want in life, and that is to own my own business or work for a Major League Baseball team or basketball team or whatever, you know. I know what it takes, or I know what I have to do, per se, in order to reach those goals, and that is to continue to work hard and not worry about what others think and let all the naysayers talk, you know. People are always going to talk, and they're always going to have an opinion of you and your goals and what you really want to do, you know. But to me, I really don't care if you don't like me or you think my decisions in life or my career choice or goals are going to help me, you know. Who are you to say that? There's only one person in the world that could change the outcome of your life or the way you're living or who you are, and that is yourself. Not sure, your mom, dad, your siblings, your teachers, whoever you influenced you growing up, yes, they're going to have a big a big factor in that. However, it's you. It all starts with you. You are the key component to shaping the life you want to have and the overall lifestyle and wellness of life. If you want to have a healthy lifestyle or a healthy life, or you want to be successful, change your mindset. It's all in the mind. And me growing up, you know, I went up and down, and I've always had this negativity, or I was, you know, I just was always down. You know, I lived in a shitty situation, you know, terrible freaking parents that raised me and didn't give two shits about me, and I had to do it all myself. A brother who don't really care and was always about himself. All I really had was my sister, and then my step-parents and my siblings. That's it. It's those people that I decided to focus my life around and to draw things out of in order to really learn something from. And they shaped the way my life is now, and they made my life better. It's because I told myself that I am, from a young age, when I was in high school, that this, and the reason, and backtracking, let's go back 4 or 5 years ago, when I was in high school, Growing up, we didn't have much food, didn't really have electricity, we didn't have a lot of stuff, And it really bothered me. It took out a lot of things from me. It took out of my work ethic in sports. I could have been so much better in sports if I didn't have to deal with this constant stress growing up. And then as I get to high school, I get my first job and everything, And I've always been that way. Like, I always paid for my own stuff, my own cell phone, my own, like, when I was at work, I paid for my own food, or, my own clothes, whatever it was, because, face it, my parents blew their money. Was a gambling addict, and a mother who didn't give a fuck about me, So, I got a job, I paid for my own phone, paid for my own clothes, I did whatever I had to do to make sure that I was okay, and my sister was okay. But at the same time, I was getting a job, and here I was having to give all my money to my dad, and it didn't really seem like I was going anywhere in life. So forward into about my sophomore year, I wanted to be in the military. At first, I was like, I just saw like everybody's joining the military, and I really liked what it brought out of people. And I always seen the military, and I always looked at them as higher and with higher respect and as real men and women. And I was like, oh, that's what I want to do. So a couple more years later, come to be about 2014 is when I graduated high school. I decided, you know what? My brother was in the National Guard. I'm going to go ahead and join the Marine Corps. So I went to a Marine Corps recruiting center, and I went and talked to the recruiter, and I said, hey, I want to be a Marine. And they asked me, why do you want to be a Marine? And I said, because my brother was in the Army, and I want to one-up him. The Marine Corps is the best branch out there. It's going to make me who I want to be. And I know it's tough, and they kept telling me, it's really challenging. It's to be, you sure you got the mental capacity, or you have the mental mindset to be able to do something like that. And I said, you know what? I can do anything I put my mind to. Just sign me up. So I went and take the ASVAB, or what they call is the Armed Services Vocational Test or whatever. So I took that, I scored like an average, which is like around a 40-50. I mean, that's not as high. I mean, granted, some people aced that thing. But I never was a good test taker. And, and I realized that. And that's something that I learned, as I was going through the military. I learned, before I talk about what I learned about, so I joined the Marine Corps, I got signed up. I became an administrator in the Marine Corps. At first I was like, I was asked, why did I do that? It's because I wanted a skill set. I've always been that person that if I'm going to, and I told myself, if I'm going to do something for 4 years of my life, take 4 years instead of going to college and join the military, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do a job that's going to give me a unique set of skills. I'm not saying that any other MOS would have, but the MOS I chose, being an administrative specialist or administrative clerk or a human resource clerk, for those out there who not sure what an administrative specialist is somebody who does paperwork. So from the military's perspective, for my job, I did stuff like promotions, or Marines that got promoted, or awards for Marines that got recognized for doing good deeds, or out in town, or during their job, stuff like that. Or helping other service members get paperwork, or get some administrative